If you don't understand who your best buyers are, then you're going to get your worst buyers. And if you have your worst buyers, do you understand worst buyers mean, one, people who don't buy. So you'll get a lot of people who we call low quality people who won't even see the value in what you have enough to even buy it. Or you'll get clients that you don't like, or you'll get clients that you don't want to work with. Or you'll get clients that you think you can help, but you really can't help like that. And I run into this all the time where we think that we can help everybody. We can help so many people. We can help everybody in the globe because what we do is so general that everybody wants it. Everybody needs it. But when you really look at the product or service that you have or the program that you have, and you say out of 1 million people, or, really, what we got? I think like 7 billion people on planet Earth, right? When you look at all of these people, is what you have really massively effective for everybody? Like, really think about it. Or is there a segment of the masses? Is there a segment of the population that your product or service will be best served by those people? And I'm challenging you to say, identify who your best buyers are and create your marketing message for those people. What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Recharging Your Business, where we do this every day at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, where we're really talking about how to grow, level up your business. We talk personal things sometimes. We talk and we mix it and we talk business. But the whole goal of it is to help you level up and take it to the next level. And today we're really going to be focused on how to find your best buyers and what does that really look like. So I'm gonna give you some strategies to be able to identify those people, because that is what's gonna make the biggest difference in terms of who you attract. Because who you attract really means everything, whether your business thrives or whether it suffers, whether it suffocates or whether it duplicates, right? So either way, you really want to be able to take this thing to the next level. So if you are excited, go ahead and put excited below. If you're ready to find your buyers today, go ahead and put buyers in the comments. Give this some like, give this some love. Go ahead and share this with somebody who really has a hard time finding who their ideal clients are. Share this with somebody who really needs to find who their best buyers are, because this is really what we're going to focus on today. All right. And the agenda is going to be, one, we're going to go through, I'm going to give you some strategies in terms of identifying who that person is, or that type of person is. And then we're going to go into, I'm going to give you some free resources that's going to allow you to take your business to the next level and skyrocket it. And then also I want you to, we're going to answer a couple questions at the end. All right. If you're ready, go ahead and put ready below, give this some love, give this some like, and let's get this popping. So, this is something where a long time ago, I never really understood this. I used to see people who was very targeted in their marketing, and I would always wonder why. I'm like, man, why are you so targeted? You're talking to these people, but I see that this is for them, but why is your messaging like that? Is what you have only for this demographic? Is it only for these type of people? And I remember when I really started marketing my products and services, I've at the time of watching this, man, well, let me give it a year. So, I really started taking it seriously, I want to say around 2014, 2015. But I've been in business since about 2012, where I really was running my own businesses. But I can tell you that since then, what I've learned about business, and as time went on, I realized that your goal is you want to attract as many clients and people who you can help as possible. But in order to do that, you want to make your messaging as specific as possible. And I never really understand. I didn't understand it at first, or I heard it, but I'm like, I'm still not going to do that. I'm going to make my messaging as broad as possible so I can attract as many people. I can attract as much of the masses as possible. But what I didn't realize is that you don't need to have that many clients to live a very lucrative and have a very wealthy business, or be able to help many people, right? So, when you think about it, I think we probably are at about 7 billion people on planet Earth. I believe it's around that or more, right? So if we have 7 billion people on Earth, when you think about the amount of clients that you really want to have within your business or who you can serve, we don't need nowhere near that. We don't need 7 billion. We don't need 1 billion clients. We don't need 100 million clients. We don't need 10 million. We don't need 1 million. Truth be told, we don't even need 1,000. You can live a very lucrative lifestyle with, depending on what kind of services you have. But I mean, most people, anywhere between, 50 clients, 100 clients, depending on how, I don't want to say cheap, but depending on how low your services are, maybe 500 to 1,000 clients. I mean, you think about if you're offering high ticket services, high tickets start at about $2,000 a month. $2,000 is starting for a high ticket program. Let me ask you this. What is your, and maybe you could write this down and you can put it in the chat. What is your monthly revenue goal? How much do you want to make per month? Now, I can tell you we consult and coach thousands of people every year. And what I've learned is that most people in business, they usually, especially if they're just starting, they usually want to make anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000 a month. Usually, right? We have people who are more ambitious. They want to make 50K, 100,000, right? But I would say on average, the average entrepreneur is happy with $30,000 take home, right? So if that is, right, and I'm seeing Jay says 5K, right? Now, when you think about how many clients you need to do that, think about what we just said, right? If high ticket starts at about 2K, all you would need, Jay says $5,000, you would just need 3 clients. So 3 clients per month, not 100, not 1,000, 3. This is what I'm saying. You need 3 clients, right? So if you need 3 clients per month, imagine if you had a $5,000 product. That would be 1 client. Imagine if you had a $10,000 product. If you had a $10,000 program, you could literally get 1 client every 2 months and be set. You feel what I'm saying? Or maybe you might say, well, Terrell, my goal is $20,000 a month. Okay, great. What if you had a $5,000 program? That's still only 4 clients. What I'm saying is it's not 1 million people. That's what I'm saying is that you don't need, most people think you need more. So let's just say you have the cheapest product in the world or the most affordable product in the world. Let's just imagine that you needed 1,000 clients. Let's just say Jay, I know Jay, shout out to Jay, right? So, but let's just say Jay had a $5 product, $5. And I don't know, maybe he's selling a digital ebook, maybe he's selling that. And he says, this is all I want to do is sell this ebook, right? Most of us have larger ambitions for larger sales, right? Now, if you needed 1,000, that means if $5, you would need 1,000 people, right? So if your goal is 1,000, now let's back up and let's say the amount of people that's available in your marketplace. This is where I'm going with all of this, right? So if you need 1,000 people, and let's say, you're a life coach, I work with a lot of coaching businesses, but you could be any kind of service-based business. But I'm using coaching as an example because that's most of the people who I work with who come to me. But let's say you're a business coach, life coach, career coach, fitness trainer, health. You could be a health coach, spirituality, career coach, executive coach, leadership, you name it, branding, you name it, right? So you help speakers, you coach coaches, right? Similar to me. So let's say in your marketplace, you have, and I'm going to be very conservative. Let's just say 10 million people that are in your marketplace that are looking for your services. And that's very conservative because even online right now, you got way more influencers than that, or way more people who are looking to get help, whether it's life coaching, whether it's people who got jobs and people who are executives, whether it's people looking to start businesses, whatever you do, there's probably at least about 10 million people on planet Earth that could use your services, right? Now, if there's 10 million people that can use your services, you mean to tell me that all you need to get is 1,000 of them? And let me back up even further than that. If there's 7 billion people on planet Earth, why would you make your messaging so broad to try to appeal to the 7 billion people when you got 10 million people that if you just said, for example, because this is how I started. I started off as a business coach. There's damn well more than 10 million businesses in the world. Way more than 10 million businesses, right? But I started off working with all businesses. So my messaging is, if you had a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing the businesses I used to work with like seafood restaurants. I remember I was working with a black-owned seafood restaurant in Virginia when I was living out there. I was working with like this lady who sold soaps. I was working with like daycare centers. I was working with everybody. So my messaging was so broad because I was thinking that I was excluding people, that I would try to approach everybody. But instead of me saying, all right, out of the billion people who own businesses, and let me talk to all of them, why don't I talk to people who have coaching businesses? And why don't I have people who have some type of expertise or experience that they're looking to monetize or package and sell or market and help other people? So, and I know for a fact our industry got way more than 10 million, but let's just say there's 10 million people that are looking to start coaching businesses. Why in the world would I make my messaging so watered down that everybody in the world who wants to start a business I'm talking to, when I can be extremely attractive to the 10 million people that are in my market? Why would I do that? Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Let's just say if I market it to the 10 million, to the 7 billion, I might get 100 clients if I market it to the 7 billion. But if I market it to the 10 million, I might get 1,000 clients. That's the difference of languaging. It's not necessarily about you attracting everybody and saying, okay, well, more people are going to be attracted to what I have because of my messaging, or more buyers are going to be attracted to what I have because of my messaging. It's more about, how do I make my messaging fit into a marketplace that has way more clients than I need that I can attract? If that makes sense, go ahead and put makes sense. These are things that I'm like, damn, I wish I would have known this earlier, because I would have been targeted to get my best buyers earlier. So although you might be able to help everybody, you don't necessarily need to attract everybody. And I talk a lot about this when I'm helping folks with Facebook ads, is because, and I just had one of our clients who, she got 1,000% ROI her first week. And how we did it was because we were very targeted in terms of who we wanted to help, because she teaches people nursing, right? And so it's a lot of people who are trying to learn. You got current nurses, you got people who are just, who are just curious about nursing. You got there's so many different people who can learn about nursing. But what I did is I said, okay, well, who needs to learn about nursing the most? And she said, probably nursing students. And then I said, okay, out of all of the nursing students, who actually would care about this the most? Well, she said the people who are taking the NCLEX exam. So the NCLEX exam are basically nurses who are they're not nurses. They're basically nursing students that are looking to become certified nurses. So I said, well, if they want to become certain, shout out to Play Proper and my lawyer Mean in the building. So what's good, y'all? Good to see y'all. So I said, well, why target everybody who cares about nursing? Instead, why don't you just target the nurses? Just target people who want to be nurses and they're trying to pass this exam. We did that. She got 1,000% return her first week. Literally, is that simple when it comes to attracting your best buyers. Is that your messaging, the whole idea behind your buyers is anywhere that your people are, you want to have your messaging that talks to them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to help everybody. So for example, my wife is on, right? Amina. She has a law firm as well, right? She does music too, right? But she also has a law firm. So one of the things now, although she can probably help, many different type of businesses with many different types of business issues that they're having, there's a few things that she focuses on, trademarks, it might be certain contracts. There's certain specialized things that she can really help people with and help get the best results. So the second part of this whole conversation is when you attract the best buyers or the people who are most attracted to what you have, it's not just about the money you can make, but it's also about what's the results that you can help them achieve. So I was talking to another one of my other clients, and we were literally going through the same conversation. Actually, this was like yesterday. We was going through the same conversation, and he was like, man, like I help people with goal setting, and everybody needs goals. And I'm like, I get you, I understand. He was like, no, Terrell, you don't understand. Everybody needs help with goal setting. I don't care who you are, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm like, you can help somebody who's a millionaire get to $1 billion. He said, yes, I can help, right? He's on his way to success, right? He ain't quite there yet, right? But I said, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, somebody who's trying to make it to the Olympics, I said, you can help them get to the Olympics. He said, absolutely. And I was going through all of these different issues. Like, yes, they have goals. I can help them. And I asked him this question. I said, all right, let me ask you this. I said, what subject do you know the least about? He thought about it. He said, I really don't know that much about politics. I said, okay. So I said, if somebody came to you with a goal and they're trying to become the next president of the United States, would you be able to help them? He said, I probably could, but he said, I don't really know that much about politics. So, I might not be able to really get them that much results. And I said, case in point. That's the point. The point is, although what you have could work for everybody, the point is not to try to attract everybody because you could help them. The point is to attract the people that you can help the most. That's what it is. So then I said, okay, so we know that you could help somebody in politics, but that's not really a strong suit. You're probably not gonna really be able to get them the best results. You don't like it. You don't understand it. It's not something you really follow. It's not something you talk about. It's not something that you're interested in. So you could help them, but that you're not gonna really get them good results. We went through, and I said, you always, as we're going through ideas, I said, you're always helping people who. No, I said you're always in a gym, because he posts like, pretty fit dude, right? He goes to the gym, he works out, he's always posting like his workouts and stuff. And I said, it looks like I said, what you know about fitness? I said, you talk a lot about. I always see you in the gym. And he said, yeah, man. He said, I like to work out, man, go to the gym or whatever. And I said, you know a lot about fitness, you know a lot about nutrition and things of that nature. He said, yeah, I do. I said, if somebody came to you with a fitness goal, would you be able to help them? Shout out to Vince, man. Everybody go follow my guy, Vince. Vince_513. Go follow my guy, Vince, on IG. So I said, okay, so you can help people who have fitness goals. He said, absolutely. I said, if they're trying to lose some pounds, you can help them. He said, absolutely. If they're trying to gain muscle, could you help them? Absolutely. If they need help with nutrition and they have some kind of nutrition goal, would you be able to help them? He said, absolutely. I said, there we go. I said, why don't you target, and remember, this is a conversation about best buyers. I said, why don't you target the people who are in the fitness industry, because you not only can you give them good advice, but you have perspective because you literally know a lot about fitness. Now, you don't have to label yourself as the fitness guy, because that was the thing he was worried about. Like, oh man, but I can help so many other people, man. I don't just want to stick with this one. And I said, again, this is a conversation about your best buyers, not your only buyers. There's a difference between only buyers and best buyers. It's different. I said, this is a conversation about your best buyers. Why don't we target your best buyers? You know what I'm saying? And then he started to understand that, like, oh, okay, I got it. It's the messaging of the people that I could help. It's the messaging of the people that I can help the most. And not only the people that are because it's the area that you got the most credibility in. It's the area that you got the most authority in. It's the area that people are going to listen to you the most in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm talking, I have the most authority over in business for people who have who want to start businesses with the information or knowledge that they know. They want to package what they know. That's who I help people with the most. The second are people who are in service-based businesses, right? Like, I've helped plumbers before. I've helped real estate agents before. I've helped different people in different industries, right? So if you're in a coaching business, coaching related business or not even just coaching, but like a knowledge related business, like an author where you put your knowledge into a book, you put your knowledge into a speech, you put your knowledge into a coaching program, you put your knowledge into a course, you put your knowledge into like a live event or a seminar or a conference. Something like that is what I can help people the best with. Or you offer some type of services. I work with beauty salon owners before. I've worked with like hairstylists before. I work with barbers before. Like, anybody who has a service-based business. So I know for a fact, if I advertise to those type of businesses, not only can I explain it in a way where they're gonna buy from me easier, because I know the language, I know the lingo, I know what it's like running a service-based business. So I'm gonna connect with them even more. So not only is it gonna be easier for them to spend money with me, but it's also going to be easier for me to get them testimonials because I understand it. It's going to be way easier for me to get testimonials. Because once you come in, I know what it's look like. I know customer service. I know onboarding. I know sales. I know online marketing. I know advertising. I know all of that. I know lead generation. I know how to make your product or service better. So I know what my skill sets are. So I'm going to deploy my best skill sets against an industry that I know I can help get the best results, as opposed to, somebody who coming to me with let's say, like, if it's like something with like stocks, I'm still getting my knowledge up on that. Or somebody has like some type of crypto business, I'm still getting my knowledge up on that, right? So there's all different types of businesses in the world and business models in the world. But although I got general business practices, I'm not approaching everybody with it. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, go ahead and put make sense below. And give this some like and give this some love too. Like, these are things that, man, I just learned over the years, man. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have learned this early on, because I would have been able to get, I would, trust me. Where we going? We still going to the moon, but these are things that it just took me years to be able to learn. So hopefully finding your best buyers, and this was helpful to you. All right. So if you're loving this, go ahead and put loving this below. If you're like, oh my God, this is something that you blowing my mind with this, I'm loving it, go ahead and put OMG in the chat right now. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're loving this. I appreciate it. My guy Jay is in the building, loving it. And by the way, too, I see y'all on here. We got Facebook in the building. We got LinkedIn in the building. We got Twitter in the building. We got YouTube in the building. For my Instagram folks, like, I got my whole camera over here. Like, we streaming on all major platforms right now. We don't play. We helping everybody everywhere. Darren, I see you. What's good, brother? All right. So let me give y'all some resources, and then I'll take 1 or 2 questions. All right, so couple things. I got a couple resources for y'all today. Like, if you really want to take what we're talking about today to the next level, there's a couple things that you can do. Number 1, this conversation around finding your best buyers, you'll have a very large multiple if you take what I'm saying seriously and you deploy it against advertising. So we focus on Facebook ads. We also do YouTube ads too. But we focus on paid advertising. So if you take what I'm saying and say, okay, this concept that Terrell just said, and you apply this to paid advertising, you're going to get a super huge multiple. I'm in the right now. If you want we have a like a blueprint. So if you want like a blueprint for paid advertising or what that actually looks like to be able to monetize and generate leads, then go ahead and put it's a 1-page cheat sheet. So just go ahead and put cheat sheet in the comments, or just shoot me a DM that says cheat sheet. If you DM me or message me that says cheat sheet, then what I'll do is I'll make sure that my assistant sends you over the cheat sheet. That's the first resource if you want that. There's just something quick that you can read, that you can learn from when you're doing your advertising. The second thing is, if you want to meet me in person, write this date down. Saturday, March 25th. Saturday, March 25th is our annual PCS boot camp. This boot camp, if you've been to it before, every year is different. This year we got new speakers, we got new topics. Every year is new and it's a different theme. The theme of this year is marketing and promotion. Because artificial intelligence is like taking over the world, like right now in this year and moving forward, a lot of people's brands and exposure is going to get drowned out. Because anytime you have more content that's available, and it happened with every social media platform in existence. When there's a first one is a social media platform, there's very few users on it. And so it was easier to make sales. It was easier to generate leads. It was easier to get exposure because not a lot of people were on it, right? But then over the years, I still remember when Facebook had like 50,000 subscribers now. You know how many users Facebook has now? Facebook, I remember when it was like maybe around 50. They have 2.94 billion users right now at the time of this training, right? And I don't know when you could also be watching this training 10 years from now, so it'll be way more by then, I'm sure, right? But at the time of we doing this right now, it's 10 billion. It's 2.9 billion. So 2.94 billion. So with that, realize that means that there's going to be more people producing content on a more consistent basis. So what that really means is if you're not learning how to grow or build your business right now, especially from the marketing and promotion standpoint, you're going to lose. Period. You're going to lose if nobody don't know who your brand is. So that's what we're going to be focused on March 25th. Is we're going to be in New York City. I'm inviting out the #1 YouTuber, Evan Carmichael, who's flying out overseas to come speak. And I'm bringing out the world's #1 networker, June Archer, who's a multi-platinum music executive. He got like platinum hits with like 50 Cent, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Mario, Omarion. He has he's coming out and he's also doing like directing. He's doing a bunch of things. He got like a documentary coming out on Netflix. So he's doing a bunch of things. And anyway, I got him coming out on the 25th too to talk about the art and science of networking, so you can be able to get into these right rooms and be able to grow and build your brand and get noticed more. So that's what we're going to be focused on March 25th. So if you want to join, and obviously you're going to meet me, and I'm just going to be teaching you about building your business. I'm going to be teaching you about getting exposure, putting together your making sure that your messaging is right. So what we're talking about today, we're going to be talking about on steroids on the 25th. So make sure that's pcsbootcamp.com. So go there. Somebody put that in the chat for me. pcsbootcamp.com. So that's the second resource. Third resource is, and I see you, Jay, so I'm going to make sure we get that cheat sheet to you. Make sure you send me a DM of that too. Third resource is if you want one-on-one coaching. So if you're like, yo, I'm taking my brand seriously this year, I just need to tighten up this, I need to tighten up that, I need to tighten up content, I need to tighten up my program, I need to tighten up my price, I need to tighten up my leads, I need to tighten up. If you just need to tighten up a couple screws in a few different places of your business, then I want you to go ahead and put coach me in the comments or shoot me a DM that says coach me. Coach me. And what I'll do is I'll reach out to you. I'll have somebody on my team reach out, and then we'll answer any questions that you have. Okay. And then also, last but not least, if you just want us to do your ads for you, then go ahead and put Facebook ads below, and we'll just run we'll have a conversation about us just running your ads for you. All right, cool. So those are some resources that you can have. So with that being said, let's answer one or two questions. What questions do we have? Any questions we have? One or two questions. We've been talking a lot about. Yeah, Kofi, I see you out here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep, that's the name. All right. Any questions? Any questions in regards to what we talked about? We've been talking about a lot about finding your best buyers, the messaging, how to find them, the psychology behind why you don't just want to target the world and you want to target your best buyers, specific messaging. You want to have a specific market that you want to focus on, and not just everybody. That's what we've been talking about. All right. So if you have any questions on that, go ahead and write your questions below. As you're doing that, or if you don't have any questions, I'll leave you with this. Our job is, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as coaches, as service providers, our job is to be known and to provide great service to people to increase the quality of their life. You want somebody to have a better life because they started working with you, right? So for somebody to have a better life because they started working with you, you want to find and work with the people that you can help get the best results for. Because if you work with somebody and you don't get them the best results, or you work with them and it's mediocre, or you work with them and it's just like everybody else, what you're gonna find is that they're either not gonna be happy, or they're not gonna at a minimum, like, they're not really gonna tell anybody about you. You're not gonna get any referrals. You're not gonna get any testimonials. It was like, it was okay, it was cool, it was all right, I got some results. They're not gonna brag about you. The position that I'm putting you in right now is the position where I want people to brag about you. I want people to be like, yo, oh my God, this person that I work with, yo, I was working with this coach, yo, this person changed my life, yo, I was working with this speaker, oh my God, like they just changed my whole business. They just changed my whole school. They just changed my whole life. They helped me make more money. They helped my relationships. They helped my this. They helped my. I want you to have a fan. I want you to have a raving fan. Go ahead and put raving fan. That's what I want you to have. So in order to create raving fans, you want to identify the target market that you can really help the most. That's why I went from business owners to working with people in our industry. Hands down, point blank, pert. All right. So with that being said, just continue to be great. I appreciate everybody for continuing to learn, continuing to grind. Like, don't ever stop doing what you do, and just stay focused. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody discourage you. All right. And remember, baby steps are better than no steps. All right. I'll see you next time. Let's work.